Hey everyone, welcome back to another video.
Last time we gave you a tour of our garden with our Japanese maples and conifers.
And this time we're going to be talking about a Vevor planter bed.
Yeah, we're excited to have an edible garden of banana peppers and tomatoes.
Right. So before we've made one out of wood that we had, basically scrap wood.
Yeah, it was yakisugi. It was cool, but it wasn't the best.
It didn't look the best. So we're really excited about this. We haven't ever had a metal planter bed before. So we have two things that they sent us. So first off, they sent us some of this. So this is a weed barrier.
So this is polypropylene woven fabric for a weed barrier. We're going to be putting it around the planter bed, not underneath, just to kind of keep a nice perimeter for us to walk around when we access the bed.
It keeps the weeds away.
Yeah.
And then we also have the whole planter bed right here in this box I sent. We'll do a little unboxing and show you what it looks like. It's very, very compact and very, very heavy.
Yeah, it is.
So we are looking forward to this install. It's not going to be a long video, but it's really super important. If you're growing your own vegetables at all, it should be useful. We'll let you know how it works, if it's better than our DIY made other one.
We will show you our DIY one.
So anyway, guys, stick around. We got a lot to go.
And speaking of which, here is our yakisugi planter bed from last year.
That's right. So these were just spare boards that we had from our previous house.
Yeah.
This is a project that we used from the previous house. We still have these boards. So we used these to make our previous planter bed and just put together what we had.
It's not even screwed together. It's just put together with those poles holding it together loosely. It was temporary at the time.
Right. And even the blue tape was on there kind of permanently, like we couldn't get it off.
Yeah.
So I had joked about I could always just burn it more. Okay, so now we're laying out everything for our brand new Vevor planter bed.
And it is a 4 by 8 foot by 2 foot tall planter bed.
Right. So first was trying to figure out which way everything is aligned and making sure it's all set up.
The nice thing that they had was that it was covered in this plastic film to protect the metal in shipment.
Though I do have to say that actually took a while to remove.
Yeah.
In practice, it went a little bit slow here in getting all this off of here, but it is nice that it protected it and it's not all scratched up.
Yeah. And the whole thing was assembled without tools. Basically, you just use these wing nuts and the bolts to put the whole thing together.
Right. So you can put your hand on the other side, do the wing nut. You could use a Phillips head screwdriver to make it even tighter. But honestly, we didn't have any problem just doing this by hand.
Really, I will have to say that it was a bit floppy. So having two people and actually a flat surface would have been great. We did this on a slope. This is the best spot in our yard to do this.
Right. So this was the most clear spot we had. So we do have a driveway that's relatively flat, but we were concerned about the driveway potentially scratching out the surface of this as we were working on it. So we went with our grass area, but we don't have a single grass area that is still flat.
Super slopey yard. So the next thing you do once you get all your panels assembled for all the sides is to attach these corner pieces. And I dropped those things a whole bunch the entire time.
That happened a lot. So this is why two people, you can see it's kind of floppy. But once you start getting it set up more, like once we got this other piece right here on, it got a lot more stable. So again, we're just using the wing nuts and trying to attach it. And you can see now Anna is on her own here without any major problems.
Yep. Once it's kind of leaning up upon itself, it really held itself together.
And then we have this other side going in. You can kind of start to see what it's going to look like now.
Yeah, you get a good feel for what 4 foot by 8 foot really looks like.
Right. And if anybody is already familiar with gardening, they're probably already saying, oh my gosh, that's a lot of dirt that's going to have to go in there.
Oh, it will be a lot of dirt.
Spoiler. Going to be a lot of dirt. Good thing this is a brace that we're putting on here. So this is a brace that goes on the inside and it keeps it from flexing out too much from the weight of the dirt, especially the dirt with the water in it.
And if you're assembling this, I found that it was much easier to attach the braces to the planter itself first and then mend them together in the center later.
And here is the finished Vevor planter bed.
And it did take a little while to put together, but it was really easy. There was about a bazillion of those wing nuts. But
right. I mean, you can see them all here, and each one takes at least a minute or two to do, so it all adds up.
Especially if you drop them a lot.
You got to find them in the dirt and the grass. Anyway, it ended up looking really, really good. So now this is the next day, and we are moving it into place because that was just where we're assembling.
Yeah, and you can get a good idea for how much it weighs. It's got some heft to it, but it's light enough for us to move it.
Right. I mean, it is an aluminum. Is it aluminum or steel?
I don't know what it's made out of. It's metal.
It's got to be aluminum at the weight that it was, which is really, really good. It means that it won't ever rust.
And so here is me demonstrating level, because our yard right there where we were going to put it is slopey and it's way out of level.
It's like, that's like a full-on foot out of level, if not more. And it's kind of angled in multiple directions. So I'm going in here with a pickaxe because in our area, you use a pickaxe to do make lines like this, not a shovel.
And I'm using a trenching shovel to dig the dirt out of there, which is super useful.
Right. So now, after all that is done, we can put it in there, and it's going to be slightly more level than it was.
We were going for mostly accurate and level.
Okay. So we've gotten that to where it's better than it was. It's not perfect, but it would take a whole lot. Like, we'd go pretty far into the ground to get it perfect. So now we're really ready to start putting the dirt in. Before that, we're going to put debris in. So any kind of wood, anything we got that is organic or even non-organic necessarily, we'll put in the bottom of it just so we don't have to use that much dirt. We only really need about 12 inches of dirt. The 2-foot height of this is just super nice for not having to lean over when working on our vegetables later.
So I'm adding cardboard and the bottom of the planter bed to act as a weed barrier.
Right. So this barrier will last about 3 months before it decomposes. And that's a really, really good thing. We will be using the Vevor weed barrier, the polypropylene, or you can use that on the outside of the bed. On the inside of the bed, you actually want the roots to be able to eventually go through, down through everything and into the actual native soil, just in case it wants to. And that way you get some decomposition happening to your native soil as well.
Next, we're adding a whole bunch of logs as filler and also some sticks.
Right. And I did say kind of you could put inorganic things in here, but make sure whatever you put inside of there is good to go with vegetables. Not everything is good. Some things like concrete can leach chemicals into your vegetables. So just be very aware of what you're putting in. So like logs or things like this work out really, really well. And here you can see Anna has already put in a layer of our native soil, which is just red clay.
Right. And hopefully in the future, those logs will break down and incorporate with the clay, because right now it's pretty solid stuff, that clay.
Right. And here you're comparing the new to the old.
Yeah. So we bought about 20 bags of soil. There was a sale, not sponsored by the soil brand or anything like that.
Right.
But you can see how it fills up the yard max right there. It basically, those 20 bags fill the yard max. And then later I counted about 3 or 4 yard max loads of this clay, which I am mining from the other parts of the yard.
Right. So we're planning on making that little bit into a parking area for cars. So we just keep on taking dirt from there.
Yeah. So you can see that I'm most of the way full, because I realized that those 20 bags of dirt, of nice soil, are not going to go very far. So I decided I'm just going to do it basically a top dressing with that.
Right. And you're mixing it with our native soil first to make a layer where it kind of transitions.
I don't know if that's going to help or not, but basically I got to like the third bolt high in this, and that's where I filled with the good soil, and I left a little lip around the edge just so everything was nice and contained. And I know things might settle in the future, in the years to come, but that's okay. I can keep adding soil.
Right. So here it is with all of the new nice soil on the top. Quick note, this is a soil for vegetables. There is a difference for vegetables versus trees. Like, we would not use this soil for our Japanese maples or our conifers.
Yeah, so this is container garden soil too, not in-ground soil.
Okay, so now we have the Vevor planter bed fully installed. It's looking good. It is pushing out a little bit on the edges, but we were watering the soil the whole time, so that is to be expected. But we're still missing a couple things.
It's the plants.
That's right.
Yeah, so we are going to plant tomatoes and banana peppers, sweet banana peppers, because I don't like spicy hot things.
Right, and we can't actually find sweet banana peppers anywhere locally in our area to just buy the pepper already grown.
So here I'm planting a Cherokee Purple tomato, and I'm going to plant it nice and deep because that way some roots form along the stem and gives it a little bit more support.
Right. Normally you take off probably even the bottom 2 branches or so of it, and you plant it a little bit deeper than makes sense even.
Yeah,
you wouldn't think it goes that deep, and you do. You do plant that.
And I'm just using tomato cages here because I still haven't assembled any more sophisticated way to support the tomatoes.
And here are the sweet banana peppers. You don't plant them quite as deeply, but you still do remove any bottom branching that might be touching the soil.
Now that we've finished with the garden, it's time to put in the Vevor polypropylene weed barrier.
Right. So the idea of this is we just want to keep weeds from growing up around the outside of the planter bed. I don't know if you guys have had that happen to you before, but we seem to have it happen every single season.
Yeah, and I don't want to really bring the weed whacker over or to like harm the planter bed either.
Right. It's just not worth it. So this really, really helps. Now, this is really great woven weed barrier. This is the actual professional stuff that you want to use.
Yep. And I'm putting in yard staples to help hold it down. And those are something that we just had on hand.
Right. You'll also see us using this exact same weed barrier for going underneath the gravel going up to our new front deck, as it's really good at what you want to use.
So overall, this was a very easy project, and I'm looking forward to the vegetables we'll have later on in the summer.
Right. This whole thing went really, really fast. The longest time we spent was probably just getting the soil into the actual planter bed.
That is very true.
So in the next video, we'll be getting back to our deck and showing the finishing up of that project.
Yep, those stairs that we've been promising you.
So we look forward to it. We'll see you there. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next video.
Thanks.